All right, so pretty much every company out there is scrambling to use AI, right? Tools like GPT-4, Gemini, they're everywhere. But what if I told you that this mad rush is creating a huge hidden danger, one that could literally cost a business millions?
Yeah, just think about it for a second. Your teams are doing exactly what you want them to do. They're innovating, they're building cool stuff with the latest AI. But what if that very same work is quietly creating a massive, invisible vulnerability right in the middle of everything?
Well, that's the heart of the problem, and it actually has a name, Shadow AI. You've got different teams all using different AI tools from different providers, and nobody's watching the whole picture. There's zero central oversight. So you have no idea who's sending what data, where it's going, or how much it's costing. And let's be real, if you can't even see the risk, how on earth are you supposed to manage it?
Okay, so this isn't some what-if scenario. This lack of control leads to four very real and honestly pretty crippling threats. Let's break them down.
First up, you've got legal risk, and this one's a biggie. You have new rules like the EU's AI Act coming into play, and they are all about transparency. Take Article 50, for instance. It basically says you have to know exactly how AI is being used in your business. So if an auditor asks and you can't show them because you have no visibility, well, you could be looking at some absolutely massive corporate fines.
Next, let's talk security. Picture this. An employee trying to be efficient pastes a chunk of customer data, we're talking names, addresses, PII, into a public AI model to get some work done faster. Boom! That's a massive GDPR violation. You're not just facing fines there, you're facing a complete and utter breach of trust with your customers. That's catastrophic.
And then there's the money. The financial risk here can hit you like a lightning bolt. They call it token burn. See, these AI models charge you for tokens. Think of them as little pieces of words. A simple bug in some code or someone messing around can cause your usage to just burn through tokens like crazy. Without any spending controls in place, you could literally wake up to a bill for thousands and thousands of euros that just appeared overnight.
And last but definitely not least, your reputation is on the line. We've all seen the headlines about AI hallucinations, right? Where the AI just confidently makes stuff up. Now imagine your company's AI does that and gives a customer some seriously wrong, maybe even dangerous information. Suddenly, you're on the hook for it. And the damage to your company's name, that could be permanent.
Okay, so after hearing all that, you might be thinking, let's just ban AI. It's too risky. But you can't, right? If you do that, you're just going to get left in the dust by your competitors. The good news is, it's not an all-or-nothing choice. You don't have to pick between innovation and safety. There is a much, much smarter way to handle this.
So, what's the solution? It's all about creating a centralized shield. Think of it like a single, secure gateway that sits between your company and the Wild West of AI. All AI activity has to go through it. It's how you turn that hidden chaos back into control. And the way this shield works is actually pretty straightforward. You've got your teams and your apps over here, and you've got all the AI providers like OpenAI and Gemini over there. And right in the middle, you place this gateway. It's like a mandatory checkpoint. Every single AI request, no matter where it comes from in your company, has to pass through this gateway to get checked and logged. No exceptions.
What this really does is let you take back the reins. You regain control over your data, your costs, and your compliance. It's all about one thing: restoring your digital sovereignty in this new age of AI.
All right, so that's the big idea. But how does this thing actually work? Well, it all comes down to a few key features that give you total control.
First, there is something called the smart router. And the logic behind it is just common sense. You wouldn't use a sledgehammer to crack a nut, right? So why use a super expensive, powerful model like GPT-4 for a simple task like summarizing an email? This system is smart enough to automatically send those simple jobs to a cheaper, faster model like Gemini Flash. It saves the big guns, the heavy hitters, for the jobs that actually need them. And the effect this has on your budget is, well, it's huge. Just by sending tasks to the right model for the job, you can cut your costs, your token costs, by up to 90%. That's not just tweaking the numbers, that's a total game changer for your AI budget.
Okay, next up is the B2B dashboard. Think of this as your mission control for AI spending. This is where you get that fine-grained, granular control. You can actually set prepaid budgets for each department. Marketing gets this much, R&D gets that much. And you can watch their usage live in real time. The best part? No more end-of-month bill shock. You know exactly who is spending what, and you can stop one team from accidentally blowing the entire company's AI budget.
But what happens if a problem pops up and you're not at your computer? Well, for that, there's a mobile app with a very powerful, very simple solution: your own personal AI kill switch.
Yeah, this app basically puts that governance power right in your pocket. If something weird starts happening, say a huge spike in usage, you get an alert pushed right to your phone. And if you see a real threat, you can shut down access for a person or even a whole department with just one tap. It's instant, decisive security right there in the palm of your hand. So when you put all of this together, what does it really mean? It means you can stop being afraid of AI. It means you don't have to make that impossible choice between innovating and staying safe. You can go all in on AI without constantly worrying about a legal, financial, or reputational nightmare. It really comes down to this: taking all the crazy uncertainty of AI technology and turning it into something predictable, something you can actually put on a spreadsheet. That wild, unpredictable AI spending, it just becomes another line item in your budget, something you can plan for and control.
You know, at the end of the day, a system like this is basically an insurance policy for your company's AI strategy. It's the safety net that makes sure you're compliant with all those new regulations, while at the same time saving you a ton of money in a way that just wasn't possible before.
And that really brings us to the final and most important question. Now that you can see this invisible thread, this shadow AI, the question for you isn't if your company needs a way to manage it. The real question is, how are you going to do it?